It seems like only yesterday that Kate Middleton said I do to Prince William, but she's been on quite a journey. From her public debut in 2010 to her final Christmas service before her cancer diagnosis, here are some big Princess Kate moments royal fans can't stop talking about. When Princess Catherine first made her mark on the royal landscape, she did so in her quintessentially low-key manner. The year was 2010 and the future princess was but a humble St Andrews graduate. Marking her first public appearance since her engagement to Prince William, she appeared at a charity event for the Teenage Cancer Trust with her then-fiancé. For the occasion, she donned a simple pleated white dress and blazer combo. Notably, she appeared with nary a hair out of place, setting the template for the pristine yet understated looks that became her staple once she entered the House of Windsor. The event was a seminal one for Catherine, an opportunity for her to learn royal etiquette and protocol. Moreover, her toned-down, approachable demeanour was a reflection of what was to come, with the understated aesthetic becoming Catherine's staple. Following Princess Catherine and Prince William's fan-favourite royal wedding in the spring of 2011, the former began her first official royal duties as the Duchess of Cambridge.
I, William Arthur Philip Louis.
Take thee, Catherine Elizabeth.
Take thee, Catherine Elizabeth.
To my wedded wife.
To my wedded wife.
But her initiation into the firm was far from seamless. In what was undeniably an embarrassing learning curve, Catherine suffered a wardrobe malfunction of sorts when she greeted troops in Calgary months after her nuptials. Wearing a pastel yellow dress, the princess's lady parts were nearly exposed when harsh winds caused the delicate material to develop a life of its own. Inevitably, the moment went viral. Following the incident, designer Jenny Packham revealed to the Evening Standard that she was on the receiving end of criticism from angry royalists who questioned why she didn't put weights around Catherine's hemline. She joked about it, saying, "Well, I didn't know it was going to be worn on a windy runway, but I did think maybe in future I will put in more weighting, just in case." Now, far more savvy in her royal role, Catherine reportedly uses static-enhancing tricks to help prevent wardrobe malfunctions. Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Catherine shared a close relationship, as exemplified by their wholesome first public appearance together. In 2012, Catherine joined the Queen in Leicester for her Diamond Jubilee tour. Evidently not looking to outshine the monarch, who was dressed to the nines in a bright fuchsia ensemble, Catherine kept it simple and classy with a tailored skirt suit. Catherine's Diamond Jubilee appearance was pivotal in solidifying her status as a national treasure, with the royals' charm and poise endearing the British public towards her. What's more, her ability to take a step back and allow the Queen to shine showed true humility in the glare of the spotlight. There's an enormous amount of pressure on women to bounce back right after childbirth, never showing signs of stress or a mum bod. But for royals, this pressure is twofold, with royal women rarely, if ever, being photographed with a single hair out of place. The birth of Prince George in July 2013 was one of the most eagerly anticipated dates in the royal calendar, signifying Prince William's transition from boy next door to fatherhood.
Really, we were happy to show him off to whoever wanted to see him.
But it was his wife who generated headlines. Princess Catherine turned heads by posing for photos on the steps of London's St Mary's Hospital just one day after giving birth to the couple's first child. Despite giving birth just hours earlier, Catherine's hair was styled to perfection and her makeup was equally flawless. During an appearance on the Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast, she admitted to feeling overwhelmed by the experience, saying, "Slightly terrifying, I'm not going to lie." Though Catherine did everything she could to look perfect post-childbirth, her public appearance spawned much toxicity, from claims that her hair was thinning to talk of how she would regain her figure. However, she was also praised for proudly displaying her postpartum body. NetMum's founder Siobhan Freegard said, "In a couple of minutes on the steps of the Lindo wing, Kate had done more for new mum's self-esteem than any other role model." The royal children lead lavish lives, and this includes jetting across the globe from an extraordinarily young age. When Prince George was just 8 months old, he joined his mum and dad on their tour of New Zealand in 2014.
I hope that George doesn't keep you up.
Famously, Princess Catherine was greeted by traditional Maori warriors upon her arrival in the Commonwealth nation. It was a pivotal moment for Catherine, and indeed the royal family in general, with the millennial princess signifying a more modern and enlightened age for the monarchy. Baby in tow. Subsequently, Catherine and Prince William were praised for helping bestow a less stuffy image on the firm, with the royals enjoying a resurgence in popularity at the time. Then New Zealand Prime Minister John Key told the New Zealand Herald, "I think that speaks volumes about the way that William and Kate, as young royals, have modernised the royal family and their place as the head of state." Towards the end of 2017, the burgeoning Me Too movement was quickly raising awareness about sexual abuse and harassment in the workplace. During the ensuing awards season, women and male allies decided to protest via their wardrobes, wearing all black to bring attention to the movement. However, when Princess Catherine attended the BAFTAs in February 2018, she infamously didn't adhere to the unwritten all-black rule, instead wearing a green gown. She was heavily criticized for her choice of attire, with social media users accusing her of failing to show solidarity with the Me Too and Time's Up movements. It was a rare controversial blight on Catherine's otherwise largely untainted public record. However, she likely opted out of participating in the feminist protest due to strict royal protocol that forbids any overt political displays.
She was wearing emeralds, which is a sign of feminine empowerment.
Prince Harry later referenced the controversy in his memoir, Spare, noting that the media erroneously interpreted his wife's vocal support of the Me Too movement as throwing shade at Catherine. The prince wrote, "It wasn't real, but I think it had Kate on edge," while putting her and everyone else on notice that she was now going to be compared to and forced to compete with Meg. Though fans are accustomed to seeing Princess Catherine don a thoroughly modern wardrobe, she made a surprise venture into traditional royal garb during her trip to the Netherlands in 2018. Appearing at the state banquet, she turned heads in a blue taffeta gown accessorized with pearl and diamond jewelry. Looking every bit the Disney princess, she topped off the outfit with Princess Diana's favorite tiara, dubbed the Lover's Knot. The appearance was a highly memorable one, seeing as Catherine rarely wears tiaras. But the princess wanted to go all out for the prestigious event. ABC News royal contributor Victoria Murphy said, "It's a white tie event, so it's possibly the glitziest event in the royal calendar. You don't get any more dressed up than white tie events, so of course Kate was wearing a full-length gown. She was wearing a tiara, what is proving to be her favourite tiara actually, the Lover's Knot tiara." There's nothing quite like a royal twinning moment. In 2018, Princess Catherine and Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, synced their outfits for Christmas festivities at Sandringham. Catherine was a vision in red, wearing a tailored coat and matching hat, while Meghan dazzled in a navy coat and fascinator combo, complementing her sister-in-law. Notably, the two women laughed and smiled as they ambled alongside one another, seemingly quashing rumours of a royal rift. This apparent reconciliation may have been initiated by Queen Elizabeth, who reportedly wanted her grandson's respective wives to make peace in time for Christmas. According to insiders who spoke to The Sun, both the Queen and King Charles had thus far tried their best not to interfere in Catherine and Meghan's affairs. The insider explained, but they both made it clear that Christmas was for the whole family to really come together. That meant the two couples walking into church together. Yes, it was awkward and uncomfortable given what's gone on over the past 12 months, but the alternative of even more negativity on Christmas Day wasn't worth thinking about. Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee was as memorable as it was poignant. The landmark occasion denoted the monarch's final public spectacle before her death just 4 months later in September 2022. In an iconic snap, the ailing Queen joined her son and Prince William, Princess Catherine, and their 3 children on the balcony of Buckingham Palace for the Trooping the Colour parade. Catherine looked every inch the future Queen in an ivory suit and sun hat combo as she gazed in awe at the unfolding pageantry. The occasion felt like a family reunion of sorts, since Catherine and William had been absent from the 2021 Trooping the Colour due to lockdown restrictions in the UK. It would also spell Catherine's final Trooping the Colour as the Duchess of Cambridge, before taking on the more senior role of the Princess of Wales at the following year's ceremony. Princess Catherine and Prince William's 2022 tour of the Caribbean went viral for all the wrong reasons. There was widespread condemnation from the outset of the trip, with protesters calling for the couple to apologise for Britain's bloody colonial past.
Our land is for we, and we need land for our children.
But in perhaps the most notorious moments from the tour, one that will likely plague the couple for years to come, a grinning William and Catherine reached out to Jamaican locals who were behind a metal fence. The image was a painful reminder of the horrors of the British Empire's long history of colonisation, and one completely inharmonious with the public portrayal of William and Catherine as thoroughly modern royals. Subsequently, the royals were widely mocked on social media, with bemused critics wondering how William and Catherine's PR team ever approved such a photo op. Royal author Omid Scobie wrote on X, "I do wonder what the hell palace organisers were thinking with some of yesterday's photo moments. The planning and recon that goes into every step of these engagements is next level, so how did no one think to avoid certain imagery? This is why diversity on a team matters." Following the tragic death of Queen Elizabeth the previous fall, King Charles was initiated as monarch in May 2023. In the lead-up to the coronation, Princess Catherine was reportedly struggling with some anxiety, understandable given the historical significance of the event. Despite her anxiety, the Princess of Wales made a highly memorable appearance at the coronation, decked out in royal regalia. Wearing a ceremonial robe in line with her status as Dame Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, she looked every inch the future Queen Consort. Catherine and her daughter Charlotte also wore floral crowns. Royal embroiderer Chloe Savage told People, "Of course hats aren't going to work when you're going to be photographed from above. It's going to get in the way of everything, so hats were a no-go. Custom headpieces was a sensible route, and of course, Kate matched her and Charlotte's." The florals bore much significance to the momentous occasion. The motif reportedly reflected the King's desire for a modernised monarchy, hence the inclusion of subtle headpieces in lieu of traditional crowns. Following a number of outlandish conspiracy theories regarding Princess Catherine's disappearance, the royal went public with her cancer diagnosis in March 2024.
For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope.
Prior to her announcement, she hadn't been seen since Christmas 2023, when she attended the royal family's annual church service. Catherine was a vision in royal blue, her get-up easily securing a place among her most iconic outfits. However, due to her looming cancer diagnosis, these images of Catherine will always bear a poignant significance in the hearts of royal fans. According to body language expert Jess Ponser, who previously spoke exclusively to The List, Catherine's last public appearance before her cancer diagnosis showed true resilience. Ponser explained, "Her unease was minimal, only revealing itself in fleeting moments between smiles when she gazed blankly ahead. Those instances only seemed to happen when she was moving."